Mataji, you're on mute.
Yes. So we will discuss verse 20 today. But before that, we discussed verse 19 yesterday. So please sing with me the verse 19. We will do a revision of verse 19 through a quiz. Okay, before that, let's sing the verse. सघोषोधार्तराष्ट्राणां हृदयानि व्यदारयत् नभश्च पृथिवीं चैव तुमुलोऽभ्यनुनादयन्. So, are you ready for the quiz? Yay, very easy quiz.
Yes.
Yes. So, what
Okay.
sound filled the sky and the earth?
Yes, the different conch shells
Of
of Krishna and Arjuna
Krishna and Pandavas,
and
all the brothers.
Krishna and Pandavas.
Yes. Okay. What effect did the sound have on first of all, yeah, we discussed that the sound of those conch shell, it had an effect on whom?
It had an effect on the sons of Dhritarashtra.
Yes. And what effect did the sound have on Dhritarashtra's son?
It broke their hearts.
Yes,
The heartbreaking effect.
yes, their hearts were shattered. Okay. What lesson can we learn
Mm.
from the confidence of Pandavas?
That when Krishna is in control, we can be fearless.
Krishna is in control?
Yes, when Krishna is on our side, we can be fearless.
Yes, we can be fearless. Also, Krishna is Rishikesha, and when we take shelter of the Lord Rishikesha, then he controls our senses according to his ways. And that way, we will always be successful. Okay.
Mm.
One also very amazing thing today I heard in a lecture from my instructing master. He was sharing that any astrologer, there was a devotee, he's very senior to even my instructing master, and he is also a very nice astrologer, and he also has a friend who is astrologer. So that person was saying that any person who is chanting Hare Krishna, following four regulative principle, and basically dedicated his life to Krishna, even an astrologer cannot predict what will happen in his life in future, because whatever is happening in
Mm.
devotee's life is according to Krishna's plan, and no one knows what Krishna is planning about his devotees. So even astrologers cannot predict. My instructing master was also sharing that when he was not in Krishna consciousness, so an astrologer predicted about him that when he will be at the age 40, then he will be sent to the jail because he might did some crime or something. But now he is 45, around 45, and he is doing bhakti. He is serving Krishna. So when we come into Krishna consciousness, then even astrologers cannot predict about our future, because everything is happening in our life according to Krishna's plan. And Krishna's plans are always glorious. So it's very interesting.
Mm.
Okay, now we will start with our verse 20. So please sing after me. अथ व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा
Atavia Vistitan Dristva
धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः
Dartarastran Kapi Divaha
ध्वजः प्रवृत्ते शस्त्रसम्पाते
Pratri Shastra Sampate.
Mataji, your net is low today, so you should check it.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Sorry, Mataji.
It's okay. So, pravritte shastra sampate dhanuruddhamya pandavah. So maybe you can, see your
Okay.
network if you want to change it. Meanwhile, Eunice Mataji, can you sing? Please
Yes,
sing after
Mataji.
me. अथ व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा
अतव्यवस्थितं दृष्टा
धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः
धर्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः
प्रवृत्ते शस्त्रसम्पाते
प्रवृते शस्त्रसम्पाते
धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवः
तानुरुद्यमद्य पाण्डवः
ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम्
हृषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम्
इदमाह महीपते
इदम् आह महीपते.
Good. Christine Mataji, your network is good now?
Well, Mataji, I don't want to wake up anybody else in the house. So maybe I can just listen in. And since my network is low, maybe Eunice Mataji would just
But
like to
I hope you can
answer
hear
the
my voice
things.
clearly. Can you hear my voice clearly?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good.
Yes, Mataji.
We'll see the translation. At that time, Arjuna, the son of Pandu. Who is Pandu? Do you remember?
The Pandavas.
Yes, father of Pandavas. Seated in the chariot, bearing the flag marked with Hanuman. So we saw that how Hanumanji, he blessed Arjuna's chariot. Basically, his flag was there at the top of the chariot of Arjuna. So this was also marking the victory of Arjuna or the Pandavas, because Hanumanji himself blessed them. Let's understand this with a story. Once Bhima, he was going somewhere in the forest, and there was a monkey. So now that monkey, he was very naughty, and that monkey was Hanumanji only. So he put his tail in the midst of Bhima's path, and he was resting there. So Bhima, when he was going, so Pandavas were very cultured, and it's culture in India also, that if something is there, if it's there, then we cannot step on it, or we cannot basically we cannot jump on that thing. We need to remove that thing in order to go if we are going somewhere. So same way, Pandavas were very cultured. So Bhima, he would have crossed his tail, but he said to that monkey that, oh, please, you just shift aside because I need to go. So then that monkey said, oh, I'm very tired and I need to rest. So you can shift my tail yourself. You do it by yourself. So then Bhima was like, this is very strange monkey. He cannot even shift his own tail. So then when he tried to shift his own tail, when he tried to shift that monkey's tail, so that tail was very heavy, like extremely heavy. Bhima, he already had the potency of 10,000 elephants, but then also he was unable to shift the tail of the monkey. So then later, he understand that this monkey is not any ordinary monkey, because I'm so potent, but I'm not able to even shift his tail. So later he realized, that monkey himself, he revealed himself that he's none other than Hanumanji himself. So that way, Hanumanji is also very playful. Uh, if we discuss another story, so once at the time of uh, Lord Rama's pastime in Treta Yuga, where monkeys, they were helping Lord Rama to cross the ocean. So that time, Arjuna was there, and Arjuna said that I can make the bridge from my arrows. But the monkeys, Hanumanji was also there. So Hanumanji said that no, your bridge will not be very potent, but the way I will make the bridge for my Lord, that would be more potent. So, they both were debating that no, I am potent. Then Hanumanji said that no, my bridge would be potent, your would be less potent. So that way they were debating. So later they kept a bet that okay, let's see who will win. Who may win, we will see that. So later, Hanumanji, for that bet, he promised that if I will lose this fight, or not fight, this debate, then I would help you help you win in the battlefield, like whenever you will fight. So I will help you win that battle, not battlefield, battle. I will help you win that battle. So Hanumanji said this, and later Arjuna said that okay, if I lose, then I will give up my body. I will just leave my body. I will commit suicide. He said like that. So Arjuna is always like this. He always, whenever he keep any bet, so he always say that I will commit a suicide if I lose. So here also he said like that. So later, somehow Hanumanji won, and Arjuna was about to commit a suicide. But later, a small little cute boy came, and that little cute boy was Krishna, our own Krishna. So later he tried to resolve this debate, and somehow Arjuna won. And later, Hanumanji, he said that okay, I will whatever promise I gave you, I will fulfill that, I will do that. So that way he gave that flag to Arjuna. So here you can see, seated in the chariot bearing the flag marked with Hanuman. So that flag was given to Hanumanji, and that flag is a sign that Arjuna would definitely win. Took up his bow and prepared to shoot his arrows. So yes, he was doing a preparation, because now conch shells were blown already. So now he took up his bow and he was preparing to shoot his arrows, or basically to begin the battle. Now you can see here, Arjuna is already ready to fight. He's very much enthusiastic to fight. That's why he himself took up his bow and now he was preparing to shoot his arrows. So he was ready to fight. O king, after looking at the sons of Dhritarashtra drawn in military array, Arjuna then spoke to Lord Krishna these words. Now, which words? That we'll see in next verse. So, yes, now let's dive into the commentary of Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan. After the fear among the followers of Dhritarashtra has been described, the enthusiasm of the Pandavas is indicated in a verse and a half, verse 20 and first half of 21. Arjuna saw Bhishma and others standing there with a desire to fight, trying to counteract the defeat of their enthusiasm on hearing the sound of the enemy conches. So, in the next verse, Arjuna will say to Krishna that, "Oh Krishna, please take this chariot or take my chariot to that direction or to that side where I want to see how the other parties, the people of other party are enthusiastic to fight." So this way he will say this to Krishna in the next verse, that he wished to see that who are all are standing in the opposite party with a desire to fight. So that way he wanted to see them. Arjuna had the flag of Hanuman. This indicates that he had received the mercy of the great warrior Hanuman, who had personally previously performed great feats for Sri Ram. Also, when that little boy appeared, so Hanumanji was seeing him as Lord Rama, and Arjuna saw him as Lord Krishna. So, see, Krishna and all of his incarnations are non different from Krishna, but every single devotee to whomsoever incarnation he is devoted to, when he sees any form of Krishna, then he remembers his own uh, deity to whom he is devoted to. So, yes. So, yes, because he was blessed by Hanumanji, so therefore Arjuna had no trace of fear. O king, Mahipate, lord of the earth, as the battle was about to begin. Now, see, do you remember that Mahipate word or lord of the earth is for whom? Who is lord of the earth or the king? You can guess if you don't know, it's okay.
Is it Jagannath?
What?
Someone was, yeah, maybe a different Sanskrit word. I had heard that Jagannath, Lord Jagannath.
Yes, but here in this verse, I'm talking about this verse. Who is Lord of the earth in this verse?
Sri Krishna.
No. So, Lord of the earth is Dhritarashtra, the king. And
Oh,
Sanjay is addressing to Dhritarashtra that, O king, as the battle was about to begin. So, he is telling everything to Dhritarashtra, whatever is happening in the battlefield. So, king is for Dhritarashtra. We read it in our previous verse also in 16, 17, 18. We saw that. Okay. So, as the battle
always
was.
like
Mhm.
like the name Lord is still used nowadays for the jivas, just for, human beings
Hmm.
also. So it's not saying, like, in the sense we say, the Lord Himself, or like the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is just because He's a king.
Yes, because
He's not.
he was ruling the earth that time. That's why. Lord of the earth.
Ah,
Okay.
okay.
Yes. As the battle was about to begin, Arjuna spoke these words to Krishna, Rishikesha, one who sets the senses in motion. We know the meaning of Rishikesha. This indicates that there is no doubt about victory for the pure devotees, the Pandavas, for whom the Lord of all beings, Hari, had great attachment. So, yes, Krishna, he has special attachment and affection for his devotees. And why should Krishna not be affectionate towards his devotees? Because devotees are the one who has put aside the sense gratification or the worldly affairs going on in this material world, and he has devoted their life to Krishna. So it's very natural for Krishna that he will have special affection and attachment towards his devotees, because devotees, they have they are kind of sacrificing their materialistic things or desires for the pleasure of Krishna. But that is actually not sacrifice, but real pleasure, real bliss. So it's very interesting. Just like you can see, our hands, they never keep anything for themselves. Whatever comes in hand, I mean the food item, it gives to the stomach. Hands never keep anything for themselves. So same with devotees, whatever they have, they use it in service to Krishna. And that way Krishna is satisfied, and we naturally experience satisfaction that way because Krishna is satisfied. Just like when hands are giving food to the stomach, so if stomach is satisfied, then hands will naturally be nourished. So yes, Krishna, uh, for whom the Lord of all beings, Hari, had great attachment for his pure devotees. Mahipate, it's written, O king, refers to Dhritarashtra. Sanjay saying to Dhritarashtra. Arjuna then spoke. Now, what he will speak, that we'll see in our next verse. Now, there is a note. When Arjuna went to Rameshwara, see, here is that story. So I was paraphrasing it, but here it is in detail, the story. Please, let's just read it very carefully. Christy Mataji, are you here? Your video is off. I hope you are hearing.
Yes, Mataji, I'm here.
Good, good. Please keep hearing. See, now let's see the story. When Arjuna went to Rameshwaram, he inquired why Rama had to use monkeys to build the bridge to Lanka. So, monkeys, he was thinking that, oh, monkeys, monkeys are animals. So, why Lord Rama had to use monkeys to build the bridge to Lanka? He could have used arrows. A small monkey said, and that small monkey was Hanumanji. He said that the bridge would break, with your arrows, the bridge would break. Then Arjuna said that he could make a bridge of arrows that no monkey could break. So he was challenging to the monkeys or to the Hanumanji that I would make such a bridge that no one can break. No any monkey could break that. The monkey challenged him. Hanumanji challenged him. If Arjuna won the challenge, the monkey would become his servant. If the monkey won, then Arjuna would commit suicide. Arjuna made a bridge of arrows several times, but each time the monkey broke it. When Arjuna decided to commit suicide, a Brahmana boy appeared. And who is that Brahmana boy? Govindam Adipurusha Tamham Bhajami. Krishna appeared and said the contest should have an arbitrator. So, there should be someone who may decide that who is actually the winner or who is cheater or stuff like that. So yes, the contest should have an arbitrator. Therefore, again the challenge was made. This time the monkey could not break it. He even expanded his form until it was huge. So Hanumanji had many siddhis. Siddhis means some mystical potencies in which a person can become very small, like an ant, and he can become very huge, like a dinosaur, or yes, any huge animal or living being you see, species, sorry. And he can become as light as a feather, and he can become as heavier as something very heavy in this world. So yes, many siddhis are there. So Hanumanji had all those siddhis or mystical potencies. So yes, he even expanded his form until it was huge, but still he could not break it. The monkey, see, Krishna had to do this. Krishna had to help Arjuna in this. Otherwise, he may commit suicide. So, yes, that way. The monkey then realized that the Brahmana was his master and exclaimed, Rama. Arjuna recognized him as Krishna. Krishna then advised them not to make contests like this. This is not very nice decision to make such contest. So you don't make such contests. But reminded the monkey that he should fulfill his promise by placing himself on Arjuna's flag. So yes. So I'm grateful this story was there here. So you were able to understand it more nicely. So yes, that way Hanumanji was there with Arjuna and his victory was for sure. Now let's see the purport by Prabhupada. The battle was just about to begin. It is understood from the above statement that the sons of Dhritarashtra were more or less disheartened by the unexpected arrangement of military force by the Pandavas. We saw this, how he tried to offend his master when he saw the military force by the Pandavas. So yes, they were disheartened. See, this is very amazing thing. For fighting any battle, courage is very important. Very, very important. So, once Indra, Lord Indra, he was about to fight with a demon. I'm not remembering the name of demon. Maybe I'll tell you tomorrow. So that demon was powerful, but Lord Indra, he had a weapon which he got as a benediction by Lord Krishna himself. And that weapon was something which was indestructible. Definitely, if he will leave that weapon, then that person will definitely die. So, Indra, when he was not using that weapon for now, because he wanted to fight with that demon. So he was using his ordinary weapons. And when he tried to kill that demon, so that demon, he also fought back, and his own weapon that Indra left, those weapons came to himself, and he was about to, those weapons were about to harm Lord Indra. So that way he became discouraged. So even he had that weapon, which was very strong. Lord Krishna himself gave him that weapon. But then also because he was discouraged, so he was disheartened that, oh, I may lose, I may not, win. So he was very much discouraged. So courage is something which is very essential to win any fight or any debate. If a person is not courageous, then even if he has all the skills or all the whatever things needed to win, but then also he will not be able to win. So that way, same way, if we apply this in our life, we have uh, we are blessed with the most potent process of Krishna consciousness. But if we do not associate with devotees, or if we do not chant or hear scriptures, and instead if we start associating with non devotees, then we will not be able to utilize the power that we have of Krishna consciousness. So it's very much important that we associate with devotees on the regular basis. You are already doing that, you are very nice devotees. So yes, we should always remember this. We have the most powerful process of this whole universe, Krishna consciousness. So, okay, Dhritarashtra's sons were disheartened by the unexpected arrangement of military force by the Pandavas, who were guided by the direct instructions of Lord Krishna on the battlefield. The emblem of Hanuman on the flag of Arjuna is another sign of victory. But Duryodhana was not aware of it. He was not aware about that transcendental flag of Hanumanji. So, yes, he was not.
Sorry, Mataji. So Duryodhana was not aware that the flag was there, or he was not aware of the significance of the Hanuman
He was
flag?
not aware of the significance of flag because definitely that flag was visible on the chariot. But he was not aware about that flag is Hanumanji himself
Mm.
in the form of flag to help Arjuna. So the emblem of Hanuman on the flag of Arjuna is another sign of victory because Hanuman cooperated with Lord Rama in the battle between Rama and Ravana, and Lord Rama emerged victorious. Now both Rama and Hanuman were present on the chariot of Arjuna. Rama? Yes, Rama is Krishna. So Krishna was also there to help him. Lord Krishna is Rama himself. And wherever Lord Rama is, his eternal servitor Hanuman and his eternal consort Sita or Srimati Radharani, the goddess of fortune, are present. Therefore, Arjuna had no cause to fear any enemies whatsoever. And above all, the Lord of the senses, Rishikesha, Lord Krishna, was personally present to give him direction. So we already discussed yesterday that how Krishna was controlling everyone's hearts and senses. So yes, he was personally present to give direction. Thus, all good counsel was available to Arjuna in the matter of executing the battle. In such auspicious conditions, arranged by the Lord for his eternal devotee, lays the signs of assured victory. Now, very important point, his eternal devotee. So, Arjuna is Krishna's devotee from eternal time, but here, whatever, role he's playing, it is basically for us. He got bewildered by Krishna's arrangement for us so that Krishna may give him the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to enlighten our life. So, whatever problems we will see, Arjuna and Krishna, whatever conversation they'll have, those are the problems of our lives. And Krishna gave this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to give solution to our problems. So with this, we have completed our verse 20th. Tomorrow we will discuss next verses if Krishna is willing. If you want to share something, then please go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I was reflecting on what you told us yesterday, Mataji, that the name of Srila Prabhupada, Abhay, is fearless, the significance. And so Abhay Krishna is being fearless, or Krishna, the fearless. And I think it's also Abhay Ram is the courage, which what you were speaking about, the courage of Lord Rama. So I was further realizing that the name of Srila Prabhupada, because he's A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada. So the AC is what you told us, Abhay.
Abhay Charna Ravinda. So Abhay means
Yes, that was the
lotus,
name.
and Charna Ravind means lotus feet.
Lotus feet, yes.
Hmm.
So it's very special name. So he's fearless because he takes shelter at the lotus feet.
Yes, and
Yes.
you can also see in his pranam mantra where he's saying Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale, one who is dear to Krishna. Why? Because he has taken the shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna. Abhay Charna Ravinda. So yes, like that.
How do you pronounce the name? Abhay? Abhay.
Abhay
How's
Abhay Charana Ravinda. Charan plus Arvind. Arvind means lotus. Charan means feet. Abhay Charan Arvind.
Okay.
You know, I was reflecting that Sanskrit is very beautiful. Sanskrit is very beautiful. So it's very nice. I was also hearing in another lecture where that devotee, Prabhuji, he was telling that a devotee should always be a poet. So I tried to do some poetry for the first time yesterday, and I was relishing it so much. Like it was very beautiful. So every devotee should be a poet. You should, write something for Krishna. You may sing it. Very beautiful. And it's very pleasing. Any other material songs or any other songs will not give that pleasure, which pleasure gives to the heart when we sing for Krishna. Especially if we have made some lyrics or any poetry for Krishna, and if we are singing it, it's very beautiful because it's pleasing Krishna's senses. So that way you are putting your mind, your intelligence in Krishna. So this is very beautiful.
Yeah. Christine Mataji is a poet. I remember when you gave us the task, she had a beautiful rhyme.
Yes. So, we
It
have
helps me to remember things.
many things we can do for Krishna. Many things. Everything is open for you. Just do whatever you wish to do for him, and it will give you real pleasure, real happiness. That's the beauty.
Yeah. Did you want to share with us something you wrote? Or you're still in the process?
Oh,
So
Mataji.
you will not
Yeah,
be
I
able
was
to
just saying
understand it
that.
because it's in Braja Bhasha. Braja means Vrindavan. But if you want, I can share it with you on the group.
Okay.
Yes. I will share the translation also.
Okay.
Okay, Christine Mataji, you wish to share something? Shall we stop?
Is my network still bad or can you hear me okay?
I can hear you, but your video is freezed. Please go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just still really reflecting on the concept of Krishna as Rishikesha. I really want to understand Krishna as Rishikesha and the controller of our senses. It's so just incredible to me.
Yes. You will see many beautiful names of Krishna. Arjuna will address Krishna with many different names. So you will learn many different names of Krishna, the meaning of his names. Okay. So thank you so much for coming today and your association. We will stop here now. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Bhagavad Gita ki
Jai,
jai. Hare,
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank